Hello and good morning, everyone. I would like to take this opportunity to thank Mr. Nizam for giving us this opportunity to have this presentation. Today, my group is going to present about the company Apollo Food Holdings Berhad. My group consists of Badro Amin with the matrix number of 01DAT20F1011, Muhammad Rahimi, the matrix number of 1007, myself, Brian Yap, with the matrix number of 1009, Muhammad Nashmi Hakim with the matrix number of 1016, and Ahmad Razik Human with the matrix number of 1006. We have gathered our information by referring to the 2021 annual report of Apollo Food Holdings Berhad. I will start today's presentation by presenting about the general information of Apollo Food Holdings Berhad. The business name is Apollo Food Holdings Berhad. Its headquarters is located at 70 Jalan Laka Suka, Lakin Industrial Area, Johor Bahru, 80350 Johor Bahru, Johor. We can call the company at the number 0723650096 or at 0723650097. We can go to the website www.apollofood.com.my to know more about the company and buy their products. Apollo Food Holdings Berhad is a publicly held corporation. It started business on the 5th of March 1994. Its main area of activity is food production as Apollo Food Holdings Berhad produces chocolate layer cakes, and Swiss roll products. Apollo Food Holdings Berhad currently has employed 764 permanent employees as at 30th April 2021. The company has 292 male employees and 472 female employees. The profit after tax for the year 2021 for the company was 17,339,749 ringgit for the company and 22,342,660 ringgit for the group. This is the statement of profit and loss for Apollo Food Holdings Berhad extracted from the 2021 annual report. Next, my friend Nashmi will be presenting about the background of Apollo Food Holdings Berhad.
Next, we are going to look at the background of Apollo Food Holding Berhad. So, Apollo Food Holding Berhad is an investment holding company that based in Malaysia, engaged in the manufacturing, trading in, marketing and distributing chocolate and confectionery product and cakes and compound chocolate in Malaysia. Of Apollo Food Holding Berhad operate through two segments, which are investment holding segment and manufacturing, marketing and distribution segment. The investment holding the investment holding segment refer to the company where the manufacturing, marketing and distributing segment involved in producing, marketing and distributing chocolate, confectionery product, cakes, compound chocolate. The company was founded on 5 March 1994 as a private limited company under the name Apollo Food Holding Siderian Berhad and subsequently convert to a public list company on 8 September 1994 and list in Bursa Malaysia under consumer sector. The company position under food and beverage industry. The company is headquartered in Johor Bahru Laki Industrial Estate, Malaysia. The company's product include chocolate wafer product, chocolate layer cakes, and a Swiss roll product. Each product is divided into two main categories, which are chocolate wafer product and chocolate layer cake and Swiss roll product. Moreover, Apollo Food Holding Berhad, a leading manufacturer of the chocolate confectionery product and layer cake industry in Malaysia, also distribute its product in Singapore, Thailand, Indonesia, the Philippines, Vietnam, Hong Kong, Taiwan, China, Japan, India, Mauritius, and the Middle East, and Maldives. In addition, Apollo's local sales, comprising 60% of the total sales, are made successfully through 80 wholesale convert the whole country. Overseas sales are mainly to the Southeast Asia region, the Indian Ocean Island, China, Hong Kong, Australia, Maldives, the Middle East, and Indochina. The company's local market share is about 50%. One of the Apollo strengths are quality and innovation, as the company constantly strives to determine and provide the resources needed to implement and maintain the quality management system and improve its effectiveness continually using top quality of raw and packaging material to produce the product. Using world-class wafer and layer cake manufacturing machinery from Europe and constantly upgrade and improve to remain competitively. Customer certification by meeting customer requirement, recognize their customer need by introduce independent packaging, and lastly, through the quality assurance procedure the company had accredited which halal. All of the strategy implemented are in line with Apollo's aim to always fulfill the customer needs and requirement by using the latest equipment and technology. In addition, by sponsoring several cartoon broadcasts on local broadcasting center, Apollo further strengthened the image of its name by gaining popularity among the children. This has driven Apollo step ahead of its competitor uh, in terms of positioning their product into the consumer's mind. However, the entries of local and international snack manufacturers have made the industry through than ever. Among the top competitors of Apollo Food Holding Berhad are Fraser and Neave Holding Berhad, Dutch Lady Milk Industry Berhad, Housing Industry Berhad, and Nestle Malaysia Berhad. As continuous development of new flavor is conducted to go beyond its consumers' expectation. On the bright side, Apollo is able to retain its customer loyalty by its existing product lines. Let's take a look at the recent development of Apollo Food Holding Berhad. Firstly, the fluctuation of raw materials price will have an impact on the group profitability. The group has taken steps in reducing the risk of price fluctuation by negotiation better terms with supplier. Under the supervision of the Director Procurement Department monitor the price closely and ensure that the quality of raw material is not compromised in line with lower purchase price. In the new era, consumers tend to consume healthy foods as compared to the olden days. The group is aware of the shift in consumer preference and understand that consumers nowadays prefer to consume healthy product with less sugar and sweetness. The group will assess the risk and consider whether to produce healthy product in the near future to prevent potential loss of health conscious customer. Deterioration in quality of the product would bring negative impact to the group public image and reputation. To prevent this from happening, the group has implemented quality management system and quality assurance produced via halal and ISO accreditation. The group also purchased top quality raw material from reputable and reliable supplier. The requisites for the group to remain competitive in this challenging market environment include continuous improvement in the group production planning, application of stringent quality control on the product manufacturer, Due to evolving situation of COVID-19 pandemic, the group is mindful and will defer any major capital commitment to avoid any adverse effect on the financial situation of the group and to safeguard the interests of the group. However, the group will monitor the situation closely and make the necessary decision as and when the situation is conducive. The unprecedented COVID-19 pandemic that caused various movement control order was imposed by the Malaysia government since March 2020 influenced the operation and business of the group as it affect the demand of local and overseas customer. In view of inflation on key raw material price and the volatility of ringgit Malaysia against foreign currency, raw material prices are expected to be unstable in the forthcoming years. Co- Compared with the uncertainties in the global economy due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the group expect that the forthcoming year will continue to be challenging. In order to maintain its profitability, the group will focus its efforts to closely monitor the price of raw materials and to review its business strategies when deemed necessary. The board expect a challenging year for the group and will adopt a vigilant and prudent stance. The group will strive to ensure that it continues to achieve satisfactory result by implementing product measure and improving operation efficiency so as to sustain the current profit margin without compromising the product quality. To improve its stream of revenue, the group will put more effort in focusing and extending its brand recognition, sorry, recognition and product variety for new business opportunities.
Organizational culture refers to a system of shared meaning held by members that distinguishes the organization from other organizations. Seven primary characteristics seem to capture the essence of an organization culture. Firstly, we have innovation and risk taking. The degree to which employees are encouraged to be innovative and take risks. Second, attention to details. The degree to which employees are expected to exhibit precision analysis and attention to detail. Next, outcome orientation. The degree to which management focus on result or outcome rather than on the technique and process used to achieve them. Next, people orientation. The degree to which management decision take into consideration the effect of outcome on people within the organization. Next, team orientation. The degree to which work activity are organized around team rather than individual. Next, aggressiveness. The degree to which people are aggressive and competitive rather than easygoing. And lastly, stability. The degree to which organizational activity empathize, maintain the status in contrast to growth. Selection. The goal of the selection process is to identify and hire individuals with the knowledge, skill, and ability to perform successfully. The final decision, because it significantly influenced by the decision maker, judgment on how well the candidate will fit into the organization. Identify people whose values are essentially consistent with at least a good portion of the organization. Selection also provides information to application. Those who perceive a conflict between their value and those of the organization can remove themselves from the application pool. Selection thus become a two-way street, allowing employer or applicant to avoid a mismatch and sustain on an organization culture by selection out those who might attack or undermine its core values. Guidelines on the Human Resources Management and Employees Handbook are in place to ensure the group ability to operate in an effective and efficient manner by employing and retaining adequate number of competent employees who are possessing necessary knowledge, skill, and experience in order to carry out their duty and responsibility assigned effectively and efficiently. Training needs of employee are identified annually so that relevant training will be provided to employers to exchange the knowledge and skill set. Performance evaluation are carried out for all levels of staff to identify their performance gaps for training needs identification and talent development. Next, Rahimi will continue the presentation.
Now I will continue the presentation. So let's look at the second way to sustain organizational culture, that is by top management. So the actions of top management also have a major impact on the organization's culture. Through words and behavior, senior executives establish norms that filter through the organization about. For instance, whether risk-taking is desirable, how much freedom managers give to employee, what is appropriate dress, and what actions earn pay raises, promotions, and other rewards. So in Apollo Food Holdings Berhad, places of worship are established within the compound of the factory, while working days and working hours are structured to take into consideration of the ethnic and religious needs of the workforce, as well as to promote work-life balance culture. So all employees are provided to equitable access to the employees' benefits established by the group, such as medical, uniform, special leaves to cater for the personal needs of the employee. In addition, the employees also are granted with additional leave types on top of the leave requirements specified under the laws and regulations for their personal and family commitment. Furthermore, the board is committed to build performance-based culture by allowing the employees to demonstrate their capabilities. Annual performance appraisals are undertaken by the management, not only for the performance-based remuneration, but also to have effective two-way communication with its people, whereby the past performance and expectations for the future years by the management on its people are communicated, while its people commitment and concern are conveyed for future monitoring. So, as inclusive initiative to involve all employees in the growth of the group, the employee suggestion program is implemented by the group to encourage employees at all levels to propose process and improvement. Lastly, the ways to sustain organizational culture is by socialization. So no matter how good a job the organization does in recruiting and selection, new employees need help adapting to the prevailing culture. That help is socialization. So in Apollo Food Holdings Berhad, a career skill system is established for transparent career advancement. Visible is made to all employees and formal succession planning is put in place so that the best talent available is trained and to be ready to assume the next position in their career path. Other than that, the group continues to instill a culture of continuous improvement through various programs to help employees develop their full potential. The group put in place system of training need identification and planning whereby all new employees are required to attend induction program while the existing employee are to undergo continuous learning to support their career development and performance enhancement. The learning can be inclusive or functional, on the job or people skills that are relevant to current or future job function. So the group provided 5 training sessions to employees which are conducted by both internal and external trainers during the financial year on food handling costs, good manufacturing practice, awareness for halal product, quality control in food processing training, and MUI Halal by IHATEC. So after they start work, they continue to learn about the organization through an ongoing social networking application that links new workers with more established members of the firm and helps ensure that the culture is transmitted over time. So we can think of socialization as a process with 3 stages, which is pre-arrival, encounter, and metamorphosis. So this process has an impact on the new employees' work productivity, commitment to the organization's objective, and eventual decisions to stay with the organization. So the first one is the pre-arrival stage, which recognize that each individual arrives with a set of values, attitudes, and expectations about both the work and the organization. So one major purpose of a business school, for example, is to socialize business students to the attitudes and behavior business firms want. So newcomers to high-profile organization with a strong market position will make their own assumption about what it must be like to work here. So no matter how well managers think they can socialize newcomers, however, the most important predictor of the future behavior is past behavior. So, what people know before they join the organization and how proactive their personality is are critical predictor of how well they adjust to a new culture. So one way to capitalize on pre-hire characteristic in socialization is to use the selection process to inform prospective employees about the organization as a whole. So we have also seen how the selection process ensures the inclusion of the right type, which means that those who will fit in. So indeed, the ability of the individual to present the appropriate face during the selection process determines his ability to move into the organization in the first place. Thus, success depends on the degree to which the member has correctly anticipated the exceptions and desires of those in the organization in change of selection. So next, on entry into the organization, the new member enters the encounter stage and confronts the possibility, the expectation, which is about the job, about the co-workers, the boss, and the organization in general. So it may be differ from the reality. So if expectations were fairly accurate, the encounter stage merely cements earlier perceptions. However, this is often not the case. At the extreme, a new member may become disillusioned enough to resign. So proper recruiting and selection should significantly reduce the outcome. Along with encouraging friendship ties in organization, newcomers are more committed when friends and co-workers help them learn. And finally, to work out any problem discovered during the encounter stage, the member changes or go to the metamorphosis stage, which is the last stage. So most research suggests there are two major bundles of socialization practices. So the more management relies on formal, collective, sequential, fixed and serial socialization programs and emphasize divestiture, the more likely newcomers' differences will be stripped away and replaced by standardized, predictable behaviors. Programs that are informal, individual, random, variable, and disjunctive and emphasize investiture are more likely to give newcomers an innovate sense of their role and methods of working. So most research suggests high level of institutional practices should encourage person or organization fit and high levels of commitment, whereas individual practices produce more role innovation. The three-part entry socialization process is complete when new members have internalized and accepted the norms of the organization and in their group, are confident in their competence and feel trusted and valued by their peers. Their practices as well. Finally, they will understand the system, not only their own tasks, but the rules, procedures, and informally accepted practices as well. And finally, they know what is expected of them and what criteria will be used to measure and evaluate their work. So, successful metamorphosis should have a positive impact on new employees, productivity, and their commitment to the organization, and it will reduce their propensity to leave the organization.
Now, me, Ahmad Rahman, will continue presenting the answer for question number 3. So, how employees learn culture? For my first answer is from the stories. A number of senior Nike executives spend much of their time serving as corporate storytellers. When they tell how co-founder and Oregon track coach Bill Bowman went to his workshop and poured rubber into his wife's waffle iron to create a better running shoe, they are talking about Nike's spirit of innovation. Uh, when new hires hear tales of Oregon running star Steve Prefontain's battle to make running a professional sport and obtain better performance equipment, they learn of Nike's commitment to helping athletes. Stories such as these circulate through many organizations, anchoring the present in the past and legitimating current practices. They typically include narratives about the organization's founder, rule-breaking, rags to riches successes, reduction in the workforce, relocation of employees, reactions to past mistakes, and organizational coping. Employees also create their own narratives about how they came to either fit or not fit with the organization during the process of socialization, including first day on the job, early interaction with others, and first impressions of organizational life. My second point about how employees learn culture is ritual. Rituals are repetitive sequences of activities that express and reinforce the key values of the organization, what goals are most important, and which people are important and which are expendable. One of the best known rituals in Walmart company Chan began the company's founder, the late Sam Walton, as a way to motivate and uh, unite his workforce. Give me, give me, give me a W, give me an N, give me an A, give me a L, give me a squiggle, give me a mark. has become a ritual that bonds workers and reinforces Walton's belief in uh, Walton's belief in the contribution his employees made to the company's success. Similar corporate chants are used by IBM, Ericsson, Novell, Deutsche Bank, and PricewaterhouseCoopers. My third point is material symbols and languages. Uh, Alcoa headquarters doesn't look like your typical head office operation. There are few individual offices, even for senior executives. The space is essentially made up for cubicles, common areas, and meeting rooms. This informally conveys to employees that Alcoa values openness, equality, creativity, and flexibility. Some corporations provided their top executive with Chevy-driven lim- limousine and a corporate jet. Other CEOs drive the company car themselves and travel in the economy section. The layout of corporate headquarters, the type of automobiles top executives are given, and the presence or absence of corporate aircraft are a few examples of material symbols. Others include the size of office, the elegance of furnishing, executive perks, and attire. This conveys to employees who is important the degree of egalitarianism top management desires and the kind of behavior that are appropriate, such as risk-taking, conservative, authoritarian, participate, individualistic, or social. Many organizations also and subunit within them use language to help members identify with the culture, practice to their acceptance of it, and help preserve it. Unique terms describe equipment, officers, key individuals, suppliers, customers, or products that relate to the business. New employees may at first be overwhelmed by acronyms and jargon that, once assimilated, act as a common denominator to unite members of a given culture and subculture. So, uh, with that, better symbol and language can make employee learn about the culture more. So that's all from our group for the organizational behavior presentation. I want to thank you to Encik Nizam for giving us opportunity, and that's all from us. Thank you.